Hello everybody, it's your boy Uncle Fester. So it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving for those who live in the States. Well, belated Thanksgiving, I guess, because anybody who's watching this will be watching it after Thanksgiving. So this is just, excuse me, sorry, I was eating a little bit of piece of pie there. So this video this tutorial that I'm making is a tutorial for creating the right file structure and for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, in order to be able to, okay, these are the original files, right? So I'm gonna use Unreal Engine to create the files in this same structure with UAsset, UBulk, and UEXP files. Now the textures definitely work. This is the mesh or model. I'm going to show you how to create custom models for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now unfortunately I'm not a modeler. I'm not good at drawing or creating 3D models, or I'm not good at 3D rendering. The program that I'm comfortable using, I haven't figured out the settings to have the custom models work. Now, so the program that I'm going to show that does create models that actually work, I don't know how to use very well, which is 3ds Max, which will be required regardless, unless somebody is going to go through the trouble of converting all of the PSK files to FBX for people to download it and then pop into Blender or whatever other 3D modeling program that they have. So I know that was a little bit long-winded. Let me get started. So I'm going to include some batch files and stuff with this tutorial, just to make it easy as how I use it. Now this is Hager's files. My intent is to make a Colossus out of him, so I want to remove some of his, I want to remove like his sash and with a little belt on his chest and all that stuff. Now, so this is going to be my base. Alright, now this is UModel. That's Extract EXE, which is Unreal Engine extractor. This is Hager's folder structure. So I take his skeletal mesh, paste it here, and then simply run my extractor. It's going to create this folder, UModel export. This is the mesh file. This is the same folder structure with all of the extracted materials and textures. So now we simply go to 3ds Max, and using ActorX importer, click on import PSK, select it. It's going to ask for this file, which doesn't have a .mat in, so just click cancel. See, now what I actually want to do is remove this belt here, so that way I can create my metallic frame on them. And I'm also going to remove these pants, make legs here. I want to remove the belt, kind of make a better belt there, and then make this more like underwear, like Colossus has. He doesn't really wear, at least not the comic book version of Colossus, doesn't wear pants. I might maybe do one costume as a comic book and one as the movie version. But anyways, in 3ds Max, I don't know how to just select this thing and remove it. But so for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm not going to go through that. Right now all I'm going to do is export this mesh as an FBX. Nope. Sorry about that, guys. That was fun. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna name him 18. Yes. All right. So for anybody that needs to know the settings for using a Blender, now I'm using DDS Max 2016. So everything that I have selected here has to be like this in order for it to work correctly. So we're gonna have checkup mark on smoothing groups, turbo smooth, convert deforming dummies to bones, and preserve edge orientation. For animation, that's what you're gonna have selected there. For cameras, nothing. Lights, nothing. Embedded media, nothing. And then here we leave that alone. Now, see, this seems to be the most important part, which is the FBX 2014-2015 format. I haven't tried 2016. I left it at 2014, 2015, and this is what's worked. So I click OK. It exported it. And now we are going to bring it into here. So I'm going to put that there. Let's find that. That's the game. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. Where's my G? Yeah, I have a lot of hard drives. Here you can see this was just created 11/16. So this is the one that I just exported. I'll pop that there. It's pretty small, 2.34. Okay, now for this next part you're going to need Unreal Engine 4.15. Now, I've had questions in the past. Well, I'm supposed to use 4.7 for Street Fighter 5, but I can't find it. All I find is 4.76. Will that work? Okay, so without getting into too much detail, you could consider any version of Unreal Engine that's listed in the Unreal Engine library as the stable version. So the base version is for example, for 4.15 is 4.15. The stable version is 4.15.3, which is what is released and used by developers and the public. So you never have to worry about whatever comes after the engine name, 4.15, 4.7, 4.8, whatever. Whatever comes after that, you don't have to worry about it. As long as it's the 4. Whatever, it's the right version. Now, if you don't have 4.15, but you already have a version of Unreal Engine installed, simply click on Library and then click on Add Versions, and in here this will be the newest iteration of Unreal Engine, but you can select whichever version you want. And as you can see here, there's only one of each. So there's only one 4.9. This one happens to be 4.92. There's only one 4.10, which is 4.10.4. So you'll never be able to grab the wrong one as long as you go with the base. Anyways, so you download your 4.15, install it, and then launch it. And now we're going to create our project. Yeah, see, I have the new Colossus. There's a lot of new games I have that I'm going to make videos of. I have Call of Duty WW2, which I'll do a 4K video of. The new Final Fantasy. Maybe Total Warhammer. Maybe. Okay, so let's create a new project. You can leave desktop console, maximum quality, no starter content. I'm going to go to L, And the name of my project is going to be Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You select blank here. You don't need any of this. Let's create this project. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is create our first folder. Our mesh folder. Mesh. Okay, now this is important. You're going to want to create a folder called generated. Alright, let's grab our skeleton mesh. Now, as far as the order in which you place it in here, that doesn't matter, but you have to place one copy of this into the mesh folder here. Just select import all. As long as these two are already pre-checked, that means that should mean you've exported it correctly. Import materials and textures should be checked. Even though it won't import the textures, it will import the materials, and this will import the mesh, and I'll create a skeleton for you and a physics assets file. So I'm going to import all. I'm going to show you what to do with these in a minute. Now we go to generated and do the same thing. Import is going to import all the other files anyways. Now here we delete this. Force delete. It's going to give me an error later, but I'll show you what to do then. Okay, now we select these four, create material instance, and delete the old ones. Now we have to rename these to get rid of the last suffix. So in Unreal Engine, you could select the file and press the F2 key to rename it. So I do F2, I press the N key to go to the end, and I backspace 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press enter, and this is just a fast way for me to edit these. Okay, now we are going to go here. Now, for those who don't know, the slot name is the name of the material in the order it was originally in the FBX that we exported. So when you're adding your material instant constant file here, you select whatever the slot name is. So it's I2. I'm going to do I. Etc. is this stupid belt that I want to remove. I might just be able to do it by swapping out the materials to make this invisible, although that's a half-assed way to do it. Okay, and here you can just scroll down here and click on highlight so you can see that it worked. Alright, so we save this. Close this. Sorry, I'm missing a cover to my mouse, so the battery keeps popping out. Okay, now this is a little different. Because I deleted everything, it's asking me if I want to create a new skeleton. I want to click no. It's going to bring me up a picker. So I select the skeleton here, which is the skeleton in the root directory, which we can see here. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing by picking my materials. So make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. Now this is also important. You need to scroll down and find physics. And here in physics asset, select the asset that's here, which is the one that's in the root directory, which you can see in that little bubble on the bottom. It says path game Kara 18 mesh. Okay, save. Exit out of this. Oh, this is why I don't make tutorials that often. Alright, so now we're going to do file, save all, and this is also extremely important, so you need to pay attention to what I'm going to be selecting. We have to go to our project settings. You need to make sure that your project is set up the way that I'm going to show you. So we need to go to packaging and change it from development to shipping. This is extremely important. It must be set to shipping. Generate chunks. Remove that. Generate chunk. No, whatever. Remove use pack file because you don't want that. Let's see. I don't think I needed to do anything here. We don't want to encrypt anything. Okay, just make sure that it's on shipping. And that should be it. Yeah, I'm fairly certain this is cooker's fine. Okay, yeah. So the only thing we need to change is packaging from development to shipping. Okay, now we're going to save it again, and then we're going to cook. Now this first cook that we do will not have the correct file structure. There's something else that we need to do after this in order for it to create the proper file structure. So in the meantime, I can just go to, where is it? Show in Explorer. So let's see, content. See, now the shipping, changing it to shipping creates this folder, config, Windows, and these files. This is what's important. We need these in here in order to be able to create the correct file structure when we cook it again. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But just to show that it's not cooked correctly. See? These are just the UAsset files. So, oh, damn it, I forgot to put the, well, I'll add that now. Alright, so, in order to create the correct format here, you need to go into saved from your, okay, so my project, blah, 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 saved, config, Windows, and open up the Engine.ini file in your favorite text editor. And we're going to add some stuff in here. So, well, actually, now that I have this here, might as well. Add these. Unreal Engine doesn't recognize DDS files as input, so I'm going to input the target files. I'm sorry guys that I went a little bit off book. What happened? There we go. All right, so okay, so under core.system, we're going to add a new line, and it's going to be use separate bulk data files equals true. You need to put that there. And then we're going to create this section. So you can put this pretty much anywhere you want. Well, actually, no. Let's put it. I'm going to add it right after this. I mean, I guess technically, okay, so let's make it easy for people. You can do it right at the bottom. Okay, so this is what you have to add. /script /engine.streaming settings. It needs to be bracketed. s.event-driven loader enabled equals true. So I'm going to leave this on the screen. I'm going to leave this here for a few seconds so you guys can take a screenshot or whatever you need to do. Write it down. Again, it's this one. Here, let me do this one and this one. Okay, so now we're going to save this. And I just realized I'm going to have to import those textures again. It's fine. Whatever. I'm sorry, guys. I should have remembered to do the textures. So now you want to exit from here. Do not save it. Just exit. We're going to want to open this. This is opening our project. Might as well prepare my textures again. Okay. File save all. Yes, imported as normal map. Yes, yes, we know. Okay, now you're gonna cook it again. Now this time, when you cook it, it will create the correct file structure. There we go. So let's pop that open. Which one was it? This one? Yeah. Nope. Huh. Wait a minute. So this engine file must have changed. Let me see. Yeah, it changed. Alright, that's my fault. So let's close this. So this is what it looks like now. And this is what we're going to make it into. Sorry about that. Again, that's my fault. Okay, so in case you haven't, in case this is a little difficult to follow, so you need to close Unreal Engine first before you make these changes to the INI. Okay, again, these are the changes that you need to make. I mean, I'm sorry about that. That kind of ruins this tutorial a little bit. Anyway. That's because I'm so tired. I don't know, maybe I'll edit. I don't know, maybe I'll edit some of that out so that you guys aren't making the same mistake that I made. Anyway, let's just cook it. Okay. And now you could see it created the correct format. So we're going to copy. And it created the skeletal mesh here and generated. Okay, so we are going to copy all this. Remove the materials and the skeleton and the physics asset file. Everything else we copy. We're going to pop this into our game. You could save this, it's fine. Close that. Close. Paste. Okay. So as you can see, this is the mesh that we made at 11:38, which is 1 minute ago. Let's fire up the game. It might be loud. I haven't adjusted the sound on here. I apologize if it is.
Outstanding!
Okay, now with this obviously works. So as you can see here, it works just fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in here because there's something that you guys should know.
The fighting man! All support you. Also believe. Fight! Thrive!
Okay, on this script part right here,
fight!
The meshes that I export from Blender crash. So it's obviously a Blender issue and not on the Unreal Engine or FBX issue, because the models that are exported from 3ds Max obviously work. You can see here it's working.
Hammer! Attack! Yeah! This victim! Now it's take off! Cool! Watch this! Crackdown! This is bad! No, Mr. Nice Guy! I'll crush you! Body press! For you! Great! Hey, Hadouken! Maximum! Cool! Hadouken! Maximum!
Alright guys, so that concludes this tutorial. Once I can figure out how to export it from Blender correctly, then I'll make a new tutorial showing that. Unfortunately, I don't understand how to use 3ds Max yet, and I don't have a lot of free time on my hands to be able to learn that program. So mods from me probably will not occur, not custom models, until I'm able to figure out how to export it from Blender. Blender is a lot more user-friendly, and it's something that I've already learned for the most part how to use and how to manipulate. So a lot of the mods that I want to make for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite are easier to make in Blender. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are going to learn something from it. Whatever scripter tools that I need to include with the video, I will. And hopefully somebody who knows Blender a lot better than I do can figure out the correct settings for exporting those mesh files, so that way a lot more people can start modding. But I'm pretty sure that there's people out there that want to mod Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and know how to use 3ds Max, so we will at least see custom mods from somebody. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to click like if you like the video, subscribe for more tutorials and 4K gameplay content and mods, and if you get a chance to support me on Patreon. Even $1 helps me a lot. Thank you.